Juicy music.
I can't too far to be going back. I got that bread from straight scratch. Catching them boxes and flipping packs. Pull up on serving exotic J's. 448 got me up and paid. I went and got it, I'm self-made.
Welcome back to another episode of Have You Chased Your Tech Today? I'm Chris Mills.
I'm John at AveryCreative.com.
And we back with a real dope guest, man. My brother, you know what I'm saying? Like, go way back. Like, this ain't even really an interview. This more so just, just catching up and kicking it right now.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the show, my boy Brandon King, man. Welcome to the show.
Appreciate y'all having me, fellas.
Man, it's an honor.
It's a pleasure.
Yes, sir.
For sure, man.
Yeah, bro.
It's been a minute too, man. We've been trying to put this together for a little minute too.
Yes, sir. A long time coming.
Facts.
It's gonna be worth the wait, though.
Definitely,
sure,
bro. Definitely, man. And off the rip, I just want to you to introduce yourself to the people, man, and get them a little background on who you are. You know what I'm saying, and what you do in the music industry.
For sure. So, like Chris said, my name is Brandon King. I go by BK, 1B King on Instagram. I do digital marketing in the form of helping artists get that what we call social proof. You know what I mean? Making sure that when people discover them, that they're popping, or at least they look like they're popping, so they can progress to the next level in their career. I build digital properties in the form of websites. We develop the properties, sell them out. I also do consulting for Uber, kind of liaising between Uber and riders and drivers, and letting them know kind of what they're looking for on the platforms, getting with their development teams and giving them recommendations and that kind of thing. So got my hands in quite a few things.
Nice.
Facts. We wear a lot of hats.
Yes, sir. You got to today's time. Raleigh.
Yeah.
That's
getting
facts.
expensive to live in Raleigh.
Who you telling?
That's real.
Who are you telling? Yeah. Well, I can say I got a chance to chop it up with you before, while we was setting up. And it was a dope music conversation. It ain't every day that you can find like a stranger, like, because this is the first time we met, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That you can find somebody that you instantly can have those good music conversations with.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
So I already know you on your, you're on your game.
Absolutely,
for sure.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm older than a lot of people think I am, so I come from the old school, so my approach and the way I view a lot of things still is kind of like the old school merged with this new
technology,
new age
the
of
digital,
technology and
sure.
digital. I got you gotta either adapt or get left behind. So
Adapt or die. That's what they say.
That's real.
definitely. So I try to keep myself fresh, but I definitely come from the old school.
For sure. And I think it's smart because we have all this digital that we have access to and all this technology we have access to, a lot of times people forego being outside or having a street team or putting up posters or shaking a real hand. You know what I mean? So I think it only makes sense to combine what we know with what is happening now.
Right. Absolutely, man. And that's a great point. I'm glad you brought that up. A lot of artists, a lot of my clients, they think once they pay my company that their job is done.
Right.
It's the same as when a lot of artists sign to a major label, they think, oh, now I get to kick my feet up. I'm right. Chilling. Everybody else, you gotta work twice as hard. You gotta work 3 times as hard.
Yeah.
To really get even that marketing department to open up the budget. You know what I mean? To put behind you, to get them to believe that it's time to press go, because you got competition just within your label house.
That's right.
And not to mention the other major labels out there. So a lot of artists, they come to me. Like I said, they pay us and they think that there's nothing left. But you still got to be out there, like you said, shaking hands, touching the people, making yourself known, and above all, getting content for us to do our job on the digital side, because we really can't do anything without content. Content is king. You know what I mean? And quality content is key.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You gotta capture the whole journey.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah. That's what times we in. Everybody want to see. They want to see what's going on, not just hear about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I
mean,
and that's that's not a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing.
It gets back to what we said earlier. What we was talking about camera. It killed the mystique of things, but you know what I'm saying. But yet at the same time, people need to see this. Like that's a part of like some of that. In the past, we didn't get to see all that in the middle.
Right.
We seen the beginning, to the end. We don't get to see all the build up and all the hard work that's really put into it.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's where the vlogs and all that stuff, the content comes in and lets you see that. And that makes the story a little more, it gives you a little more to hang on in the story. It ain't just A to B, A to Z.
I think it's necessary for them to have more to hang on today because the music isn't as sustaining as it was.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's everything around the music that makes people fans of artists now.
There you go.
When we were coming up, it was about lyrics, bars.
Yeah.
Are you living what you rapping? You know what I mean? But now it's like you create the story in front of their eyes. And whatever you put in front of their eyes, they believe it.
Yeah.
So you never know what's real, what's not real in today's music game. But, you know, I'm not hating on it. You know what I mean? But like I said, you got to adapt.
That's it.
And if this is where it's at, then you need to know what kind of content to create. You know what I mean? You need to know how to look the part. All right, this is the audience that I'm going after. Yeah. All right, so with digital marketing, you target audiences of known artists.
Right.
So when you pull up, just say you're similar to Lil Baby, you similar to Lil Durk.
Right.
You know what I mean? When you pull them up, what kind of outfits do they have on?
There you go.
You know what I mean? What kind of designer are they wearing? You know what I mean? What kind of jewelry are they wearing? So as an upcoming artist, you gotta kind of like almost mimic the crowd that you're trying to get to pay attention to you.
Yeah.
Right.
To get them to say, okay, he looked like the rappers that I already listen to. You know what I mean? He sound like kind of the rappers that I listen to. That's why a lot of the music sound the same because they're really piggybacking on audiences.
Yeah, that's
and I know it's not the most original thing to do, but it's kind of like you gotta do it.
It's business
to get people's attention.
That fucked up the game though. That fucked up the game. Like the whole numbers game and all that fucked up the originality and the authenticity and the, you know what I'm saying, of it.
Man, the numbers game.
Yeah, the numbers game fucked up everything, man.
Chris, you wouldn't understand some of the stuff that goes on behind scenes. Like, I mean, I can talk about it freely. I really can't discuss many particular artists, but it's people that pay us to get on Billboard charts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Like, and it's big artists that have, you know, like I can show you a text. I can just put in one name and show you multiple artists, you know what I mean, that paid this one of my vendors that I use for the same service that pay them. And I'm on so what they do, I'll tell you a little bit how it works. So you pay them X amount of dollars. You tell them where you want to chart on Billboard, which chart you want to hit. You want to hit the Hot 100. You want to hit the hot rap singles, rap and R&B, whichever one it is. They know you can go into this software called Luminate, and it tracks the daily sales to show you what everybody's doing. So you kind of know what you need to sell to get. So they have a network of people. So what they do, they send out text message and they pay people to buy your record. So now it's just a download. You know what I mean? It ain't like you gotta go to the record store like back in the day.
Right.
So just say they send you a text message and tell you, all right, if you download this, I'll send you back whatever you spent to download it plus 99 cents. So you get $1 just to download the music. Almost everybody does it,
right?
Because if they're pumping out music like, oh, this is a little income stream for them. So it's the same approach.
But weren't they doing that back in the day too? Buying CD, buying
there you
units,
go.
buying units.
You said we're right
Baby,
into it.
I heard all kinds of stories.
So this is how they did it back then. Well, with major record labels, this is how they did it. I don't know if you ever saw an old contract, but they had what they call buybacks written into the contract.
That word, I swear to God, that word has been ringing in my head since you started this. What they doing is like buybacks. This is buybacks. This ain't nothing but buybacks.
So if anybody's really privy to how like charting and going platinum your first week, going gold your first week, you move X amount of units your first week, you hit Billboard, that all is based on, well, it used to be based on, I would say, how many units or how many CDs that you shipped.
That's right.
To the record store.
Not necessarily sold.
Not how many you sold. So what they would do, they would make a deal with the record store and say, listen, I know you only have a demand for 5,000, but we're going to ship you 20,000. And whatever you don't sell within 30 days, we'll buy back from you. And they account that to the artist as a marketing expense.
That's
you
right.
Know what I'm
And so you bought your own records.
So it's not like people haven't been doing, I don't think, maybe not a Michael Jackson or something like that, but a lot of those artists, that's how they was giving it up back in the day, and that's how they were getting on Billboard. You heard different rappers allude to it back then. You know, I think Redman said something about, you know, when you pay for your Billboard spot. So it's like even the old school rappers were hip that, hey, it's something going on. Yeah. That while we not charting, because we doing these shows and we see the people.
That's right.
Yeah. And we see who, when you do a show, how many people out there. Yeah. So it still don't mean that you got real fans, but that's right. Back to that word social proof. You know what I mean? Like it creates that social proof of how artists can't continue to book, just say a Beyonce can't continue to book shows for 5 million, 8 million, 10 million, whatever she's getting per show, I don't know. But she can't continue to get those numbers after she drops an album and it doesn't chart on Billboard.
That's right. So they gotta. So
I'm not gonna say she's using the service.
I get it. I understand.
It's a method to keep an artist at number one and always in the charts.
A spot, right? And it's like kindling for a fire,
right?
You know what I mean? If you add enough, then eventually the people will believe that it's selling. So I need to go check it out.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? And in today's time,
that's the name of the game in the industry anyway. In general, ain't it?
Yeah, it is
selling a. You know what I mean?
And in today's time, it's even more advantageous for a label to do it that way because you don't have to get people motivated enough to go to a store. All you got to do is get them to stream it.
Yeah, facts.
Stream it and maybe download it. You know what I mean?
Stream it, spend 99 cents. So every 1,500 streams counts
is a record sale.
Is a record sale. So either way you go, you can win. They got streaming farms now.
Right. Yeah, I was just about to say that. Right. I watched a documentary on that.
Yeah, I don't know Chad Focus. Did you watch his?
Nah, I watched.
Was that on Vice?
I watched the Vice one.
Vice. So Chad Focus was on Vice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I watched that one and the
Michael K. Williams.
Yeah.
So Chad was actually on it, but they went to the warehouse in New York.
Oh, okay.
So that was a little misleading. So they went to talk to the guy.
Yeah.
He tells them it's 1,500 per 100,000 streams.
Right.
That don't even make sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna pay a streaming farm, which is not a real person, it's just somebody.
Right.
That's almost what you can get paying for playlisting.
Right.
Where you know that it's 100% real,
right?
And it ain't and you will get some followers and some people to save the music, some good traffic for the algorithm to get the algorithm good data. So I don't some of that stuff you got to kind of take it with a grain of salt. But streaming farms definitely exist.
Yeah,
but they ain't no 1,500 per 100,000. You know what I mean? Yeah, like they running it up on them streaming.
But that's
farms.
still a relevant tool in the game, though.
Oh, right? Absolutely. Like, but people got to understand the only way stuff like that works, you know what I mean, is if you already doing real numbers. So the first company that I worked for, they did a lot of that kind of stuff for major labels. That's why I was able to work with a lot of major artists, get a lot of major label like clients that I could say, hey, I work with this person, work with this person.
Right. So
they would bring the big artists to them that was already doing numbers and just want them to inflate the numbers. But you really can only do 20 to 30% of what they're already doing before flag Spotify and they pull it off and you get that email telling you, hey, we noticed something funny in your stream. So yeah, it's definitely out there, but you got to understand. You still need somebody that understands how to use it to help you grow. And if you don't, like I said, it can result in your music getting taken off Spotify and them suspending your whole account. You know what I mean? Depending on how many streams it was.
Wow.
It's a formula to that shit.
Yeah, it is. Wow. Okay. So we got a little education. So you think we need to go backwards a little bit and figure out where it all started, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, talk to me about your journey, like how you got into what you're doing and what you might have been doing before that.
Oh man, how I got into let's just talk about music and marketing, man. So I started out marketing with a company called A&G. My mentor Larry Rivera was his company, and we molded it. I had a rim shop. I met him selling rims out the back of my car. He gave me an opportunity. I opened a rim shop within his car dealership. So we merged our business together, and we opened multiple other businesses under A&G. And one of them happened to be a a marketing company, and it was weird because we weren't into marketing. You know what I mean? We were into doing business and figure out how we could make things work. So we got it was a technology called Overweb 3D. It was back in the day when everything you had to click a box. Anytime you saw any type of media come across that you had to watch, you had to click a play button. This was the person that invented where you didn't have to click anything. They just came out and started talking. Yeah. And he patented the use of the space between the screen and us. So he patented that area, the use of that area. Yeah. So what we were doing, we were going to different what was it? The Black BET Black College Tour, and then Russell Simmons had his hip hop summit network at that time. So Dr. Ben Chavis, who's from Oxford. Actually, a lot of this stuff around here, Chavis, Heights, Chavis Park, his family. That's his family. He actually plugged us. It was my mentor. He came to see him while he was in prison. Yeah. So that was Farrakhan's right hand man. Yeah. So he came to see him because the prison wouldn't let Farrakhan in. So he plugged us in because he remembered him from when he came to visit him, and they kept a good relationship. Yeah. And he saw what he was doing with mentoring people like myself, opening up a business to give brothers out of prison an opportunity, and that's what the new generation stood for. But he saw what he was doing, and he just told us like, "Yo, I see what y'all got. I think it will work." Yeah. And we started marketing the technology on red carpets with our green screen set up and everything, and getting the artists to do it. So we were trying to break the technology through hip hop. Instead of the reverse, you know what I mean? Breaking hip hop through technology now. So it's funny how it's come full circle. So that's how I got into even marketing, being around artists, being comfortable around execs, even having a Rolodex with, some top ranking people, where I felt like, okay, I can dabble in the music business. Yeah. So from there, I started songwriting. That's how I really learned the processes and all that, and really learned to love the process of being an artist. You know what I mean? So from there, developed artists. I can't sing, so I was writing songs, so I would have to get people to sing the song. Yeah. So I was developing artists kind of at the same time, going in the studio, vocally producing them. Like, I know how I want it to sound. I just can't sing this shit. Yeah. So going in the studio doing that, then I started shopping those same artists to record labels. Okay. So ended up developing artists, signing artists, started a actual label, and started signing artists and that kind of thing. Then I realized like everything like we was talking about earlier was switching over to the digital. It was all about, it went from the MySpace era to Instagram and Facebook and all that to TikTok where we are now. So I was paying different companies for artists that were on the label. You know what I mean? Trying to develop them, and I was noticing like, man, they promising certain things, but we not hitting these numbers that we're paying for. Yeah. So I was like, yo, I've helped artists go viral myself, so I can do this myself. So fast forward, it really came around COVID when I went back and got a formal education. Google Skillshop. Anybody who wants to learn marketing, I encourage you to just go on your Google search bar, put in Google Skillshop. You can learn how to set up your own ads, Google ads, YouTube ads, whatever. It's a lot that goes into it. It takes time, you know what I mean, to really figure out what works, but you can get your basic education there. You can go to work for somebody else. You can work for yourself, but that's just a little gem. So I went to Google Skillshop. Come on. And that's when I learned, I got YouTube Music certified and Google Ads certified. And that's when I started like an actual marketing company and said, okay, I feel comfortable, charging a fee for this service because I actually understand and know what I'm doing. I'm not just winging it. So from there, man, I really just took off running with marketing. It was a lot more open than like the songwriting stuff. It was like everybody try to block you. Yeah. But with marketing, it's like everybody wants to collab. So I work with the guys who are working the biggest records in the country. You know what I mean? Like they want me to bring them clients. Right. They want me to be able to face the client, and they just do the work behind the scenes. Sure. You know what I mean? So it's a lot different, and it was a lot of doors to open. Get put on a lot of group texts just out of nowhere. You know what I mean? So it's been beautiful, like seeing this side of the music business and how it's like it's a lot more welcoming. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Than the artist grind or the songwriter grind.
Yeah. I can see how the artists and shit. Even in just the area, the artists and production side and the actual music business side of things has always been a lot more territorial.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like everybody want to be first.
facts.
It's like black folks and money, man.
That's a fact.
They feel like it ain't enough. It ain't enough to go around. But at the end of the day, man, I don't know how many billion people on the planet.
Right.
And music isn't just a U.S. thing. You know what I mean? It's, I was learning from one of Lil Pump's marketing team, and they were telling me how he focused on Brazil more than the United States, because they did shows here where they were only getting 5,000 early on, and they'll go to Brazil and get 25, 30,000.
Wow.
So it's a worldwide market. You know what I mean? Especially with DSPs, digital streaming platforms, and all that. You know, Spotify, Apple Music. Like, people aren't only listening to music here in the United States.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Facts.
Yeah. I mean, that's something that's a gem.
That's the only. I feel like that's the only like just pure benefit from streaming
For the
platforms.
DSP is
You know what I'm saying?
that the
Like,
world
you know
has
what I mean?
access to it without having to go to a store, without you physically having to put a CD in the stores in Brazil.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
But the breakdown is just man. It's
Oh
just,
yeah. Let's talk about that, man.
facts.
Like, how you even make sense.
I just seen Snoop talking about this. You seen this?
Yeah, I seen that.
Even you see
I
guys
seen
at the
that.
top of the totem pole. He like, what
Yeah.
the fuck really going on?
Yeah, they don't get it. You know what I mean? So, like, let's look at the Lil Wayne situation, man. Like, he just had an artist that he's taking on the road with him. See, Lil Wayne from the old school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
one of my favorite rappers. Let's put that out there. But he don't really understand the climate of today's music business.
Yeah, I can tell.
He just pulled his artist off stage and canceled the show.
Yeah.
His show.
His show.
Not his artist show.
Yeah, his show.
Canceled his show.
Yeah.
That he's already been paid for.
Yeah.
In order because the crowd wasn't receiving his artist the way he thought they should be receiving.
Hey, man.
Right.
And that's just it ain't like it used to be where, all right, if this dude's on the road with him,
Right.
then
we're gonna accept
we
him.
vouching.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Vouchers don't mean much of shit no more. They gotta hear something.
You gotta have the social proof.
Yeah.
There you
know
go.
what I'm saying? Like,
there you go.
that was the main thing that they were saying. That he had like 1,300 monthly listeners.
Yeah.
It was like, yo, it was more people in the building than you had monthly
monthly
listeners.
listeners, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
He canceled the show over that.
And that was wrong on Wayne's behalf of robbing his fans at that moment. But he was trying to show his loyalty to his artist from an old school perspective.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Trying
Yeah.
to say, fuck everybody. I ain't even gonna shit on you.
Right.
And I know I'm bigger than you, but they gonna love you like they love me.
Yeah, but
You know what I'm saying? But it don't work like that.
They not gonna
Nah,
love
it
you.
don't work like that.
That was a real
Yeah.
old school move for real.
It was.
Real old school move, but it's all good.
It was kind of a spoiled brat move.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, because if you're an artist, you got to understand that if your art ain't where it's supposed to be, the crowd is gonna react how they react. They not reacting to you because you cool. They reacting to you because they like the music that they came to hear.
And check it out. I checked bro music out.
Right.
It won't jam it.
That's
You
the
feel
whole
what I'm
point.
saying?
Exactly.
So it's one thing if you up there, you putting them out there and there's some shit that they just gonna be like, yo, what is this?
Yeah,
I've
exactly.
seen artists do that.
Right.
I've been to local shows.
Yeah, and seen them blow me away.
Cloudy Nueve, God rest his soul. When he was doing shows, man, it was people in there that never seen him perform a day in their life.
Right.
Nobody co-signing him. They learning the lyrics. I'm watching them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm a talent scout at
Right.
at heart. You know what I mean? I'm always gonna have my eyes and ears watching, seeing what the fans are doing, how they're receiving the music, and I see people learning the lyrics. You feel what I'm saying?
In real time.
So if he got Wayne standing behind him on tour,
There you go.
because the music's good.
'Cause the
You feel what
music's
I'm saying?
good.
So
Exactly.
it starts with the music. Nothing works if the music don't work. You
That's
feel
right.
What I'm saying?
R.I.P.
right.
Cloud, man. He was an underground Raleigh legend for real.
Oh yeah, he was on his
He was
way.
on his way for real.
Definitely.
Yeah, the following and
He was working with the right people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the right producers. Yeah,
Right.
Ism. He had some guys. It's crazy. That came full circle because I was gonna try to manage Cloud.
Yeah.
Because I had already had a label that was like, yo,
They
bring him up
listened
here.
to him.
We'll talk to him. And I sat down with my homie, Big DJ. He called Cloud up. We was over there chopping it up. It's like, well, we working with these guys out of Cali. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he calls him up. And I'm like, yo, this is... he said his name, and I was like, I remember you used to... y'all used to have a production team called So Hotness. Oh, no, New Hotness.
Okay.
It was like, yeah, but it's Bankroll Got It now.
Oh,
You feel me?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he was rocking with them out in Cali. I was like, man, you in good hands. Like, I ain't gonna step on no toes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah. Cloud was definitely on his way, man.
Yeah,
but
he was.
Dope.
I saw him performing. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
I think it was Next. They had something going on at what's the name of the Lincoln Theater?
Yeah.
Okay, right here.
Yeah, and I pulled up over there, and I was just like, yo,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's special, man.
who is this dude?
Yeah,
Like,
he's special.
that's how he got on my radar. So
Yeah.
That's
if you
dope.
dope and you get thrown out there like that, it's gonna work.
Yeah.
But if the music ain't jamming, if your performance ain't there, if you ain't got the right energy,
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
facts.
you know what I mean. Even if the music is good, if you can't perform it,
There you
know
go.
what I mean?
There you go.
That's facts.
and that energy can't come across, you know what I mean? Like, people not gonna resonate with it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
facts.
that's
Facts.
it's one of them things. It's like you gotta. It's almost ego driven to feel like the people next to me deserve it because I say they deserve it. They don't deserve it until y'all say they deserve it. You know what I mean? Like what I think of it and what y'all think of me don't mean nothing about what's going on with these people that I'm trying to present to y'all.
Yeah, fact.
You know what I mean? Like I need to. What Wayne should have learned from that situation is that it's just more work to be done.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You
Absolutely.
know what I mean? Instead of shutting it down, we just need to work harder. But y'all gonna finish this job tonight.
And if you have a special place for a person and your heart for a person or artist, that doesn't, you know what I'm saying? That ain't.
Yeah, you can't dictate that nobody else have it.
Can't push that on nobody
Yeah,
else.
you can't push that on them. So
Yeah. And like you said, if the music like that, it's gonna cut through either way, but
There
if
you
the music
go.
won't, it obviously won't.
Yeah,
you know
they
what I
cut
mean?
through on TikTok.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
You
right.
gotta go on to it.
That's
You know what I
right.
mean? If you got a dope song,
That's facts.
it's gonna get out there for sure.
yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. So where we at now in the music? What you got?
Let me like for the artists, get them a couple of jewels. You know what I'm saying? You can get them some jewels right now. Like what's some typical stuff like working with some local artists, maybe even major artists. Like what's some of the mistakes that they go about coming into a marketing and advertisement? Like,
Man, one of the things like we just said, thinking that once they pay somebody to do marketing and advertising, that's the end of end of it. You got to really have a long-term plan for how you're going to take what you get from that marketing and advertising
right?
and use it to go to the next level in your career. Case in point, just say you come and pay, like we were saying earlier, for 100,000 real streams though.
Right.
So we charge $25 per thousand. So $2,500 for us to pitch your song, the playlist, till you hit 100,000 streams at a minimum of 100,000 streams.
Right.
So normally, our clients hit around 170, 180, 200 with that kind of package. But what you'll notice and what people complain about daily in music marketing is once they stop paying for that playlisting, numbers just drop.
Yeah,
So to them, they'll say, oh, this isn't working. This doesn't work. But you didn't have a plan to take those numbers
Yeah, phase
and
two.
increase it.
You didn't have
Yeah.
phase
increase
two.
it. So the plan for me, this is how I tell my clients. I say, listen, go ahead and figure out which artists you want to do features with before you pay for this playlisting. And while your numbers are up,
Approach then.
approach them.
Yeah,
But you want artists that have the numbers that you know you're going to hit.
Right.
So if somebody got 100,000 monthly listeners, 150, 200, that's where you want to be. That's where you know you're about to be
right,
when this campaign peaks.
right,
Right.
So reach out to them at that time. Y'all do what we call primary artist feature. That means that artist streams count on your profile and your streams count on their profile from that same song. So it's released on both profiles. And y'all both sharing the streams
Right.
and y'all both sharing the monthly listeners.
right.
So if they got 100,000 real monthly listeners, you're paying for
Yeah.
playlisting
Right.
to get there.
Right.
Feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Now you got at least, I think it's about 30 to 40% are just on your release radar. If you do it within, release it and give it 3 weeks and you pitch it to the DSPs, to the editorials.
Okay.
You're going to hit their release radar. So you're going to get at least 30,000 free monthly listeners.
Extra, right? Or free or extra?
It's free and extra.
Wow. Yeah, because you already getting 100,000 that you paying
You are
for.
getting 100,000 that you're paying for, but guess what? This release you ain't got to pay for nothing. You feel what I'm saying? You just put the music out with the feature.
Right.
Now you can do a release you can schedule releases once a week. You feel what I'm saying? You schedule them out, a release to come out every week with a different feature. Now you're hitting 120,000.
There you go.
Real monthly
Real
listeners.
people.
Now these gonna stick around.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not gonna be like playlist.
Right.
Because these people came and checked you out because you're featuring with an artist that they're already familiar with.
Right.
So it's really just having a plan. You know what I mean? Like, even if you're gonna go to TikTok, you know what I mean? No, and also to piggyback on your question, like mistakes, like they try to spread their budgets too thin. Right? So if you only got $3 grand, $4 grand, $5 grand in digital marketing, it's not a lot of money.
Right.
Right.
Because you got to be able to penetrate that one platform.
Yeah.
So it can make you go viral or make you hit algorithm where YouTube is recommending your video or where Spotify is recommending your song and different playlists and that kind of thing and hitting different algorithmic playlists.
Yeah.
So if you don't really have a plan, you don't really have any long-term growth, whatever approach that you have. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So I would always just say, like, just have a plan for what you're going to do. Like, have an end goal. Know how much you're willing to invest in it. Don't just say, all right, I'm going to throw in 500 here. I'm going to throw in 1,000. You're just really wasting your money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you really want to have a long-term plan, long-term goal, and then come up with the steps that you're going to take to get there.
Right. Okay.
And use some type of project management tool like Trello, you know what I mean? To load in everything you're going to be doing daily.
Yeah.
So you know, all right, I need to post today on Instagram. I need to post on TikTok. You know what I mean? I need to make a reel. I need to post to my YouTube shorts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you kind of know, all right, if I do this, I'll get here. And once I get here, then I want to go here.
Right.
Instead of just shooting in the dark, which a lot of my clients do, they don't really have a long-term plan. They just really want the vanity of it. You know what I mean? They just want the numbers.
Yeah. Wow. That's a lot. And that, I mean, you said some things that I tell my young boy, you know what I mean? Because he trying to crack into the business and he want to rap and do all this good stuff. But you told him with a lot more, what would I say, direction than I tell him. I tell him, well, you need a plan.
Need a plan, absolutely.
You know what I mean? But to help him come up with that plan, you know what I mean, ain't necessarily in my wheelhouse. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you giving out information is extremely helpful. Them is gems.
So check it out. A lot of artists shouldn't even be recording original music.
Talk to me about that.
It's, first of all, it's the expense. You gotta go in the studio. Then they want to shoot a music video to it, shoot visuals, whatever it is to it. And it just, before they even get to the point where they market it, they spent $2,500, $3,000, and they think it's done.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
So, first of all, people don't really want to hear original music when they're introduced to an artist. That's not how they want to be introduced. They want something familiar to let them know. Like, if you hear a person singing a popular cover song, just say for my pop and R&B artists, you hear a person singing a popular cover song, first of all, you familiar with how the original goes, so you know how it's supposed to sound.
To.
Right.
You got something to compare it to.
Yeah.
So now it puts the artist at an advantage. If you can get on the level where they like, damn, you did this some justice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they actually like the original.
Right.
Yeah.
You probably got a fan.
There you go. Now I want to hear what you can do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Now you keep
that's
feeding,
genius.
you
Right
keep
there.
feeding, you feed them covers over and over
Yeah.
again to the point where they're asking, like, all right, like,
When you gonna do some of yours?
that's when you start going in the studio. When you actually got an audience waiting on it. Now you can sell them T-shirts. You can sell them merch. Because guess what? They've been on the journey with you
the whole time.
They watch you grow from the person doing covers with
Right.
5,000 followers to the person ready to release some music with 100,000 followers.
Right.
So in hip hop, being that it's not typically a cover, like we don't typically do covers. Is it your suggestion that you go over other people's beats?
So that's a great question. So when I got a client that I work with named Ray Rich, And I was telling him, like, man, I cracked the code with popping R&B. That's how I got my last artist's deal, doing cover songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We went viral with Charlie Puth, We Don't Talk Anymore cover.
Okay.
And that's what everybody was saying, because Charlie Puth ain't the best singer. He's originally a songwriter.
Right.
And
Right.
Mike Karen over at Atlantic turned him into an artist.
Right.
So he don't hold a candle to the artist that I was developing.
Yeah.
So he blew it out the park, went viral. We had labels hitting us left and right after that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I was telling my client about that situation. I was like, I just got to figure it out for rap. And then I discovered the open verse challenges on TikTok.
Come on, talk about it.
Man.
It's
a gym. It was even a guy who did one with Russ. I can't remember exactly which one, but it did so well, it ended up charting on Billboard. I don't know if Russ is in the marketing, so I don't know if
whatever.
Yeah. That could be an artist. My artist, I'm just setting them up.
You feel me?
In fact,
But that's a smart way to do it.
hell yeah, it is.
Russ is a smart man.
He damn
But
sure is.
so yeah, he ended up charting, but you can't fake numbers now. You know what I mean? Not the kind of numbers that they hit. I want to say it ended up going gold.
Damn.
Yeah, you ain't paid for that.
So yeah, that's a lot of money if you spend that out of pocket.
Yeah.
So it ended up going gold. So that's just to say, like, if these records are good enough, the artist is eventually gonna hear it. It's gonna go viral on TikTok.
Yeah.
At the worst, if you got a TikTok profile, you're gonna have 150,000 followers now, new followers, a new audience for you to put your original music out to, if nothing else. But the artist ended up, like I said, going viral, got a nice check. You know what I mean? Russ, they did some type of deal with the record. You know what I mean? And
nice.
That's
broke
hard.
him off. So
That's dope.
that's definitely an approach. And like I said, you can repost that to your YouTube shorts and to your Instagram reels. So it can be repurposed. Like content, you don't got to make something new for each platform. Don't post it on the same day.
Right.
But make the same content. Just if you're gonna post this on Instagram Monday, post it on TikTok Wednesday. You know what I mean? If you're gonna post it on TikTok Monday, post it on YouTube Tuesday. That way the people who follow you don't feel like, oh, I only need to follow you on one platform and I get everything. They feel like, oh, I saw this here today. I mean, if they in tune enough to know exactly that, oh, you posting them, they already a fan. Exactly. At that point, you don't got to get them no more. Exactly.
That's fact.
That's real. Okay. That's smart.
He's gonna drop some jewels on him.
I'm
today,
sway is, and I'm soaking everybody on up.
Jewels on jewels on jewels.
There it is.
For real.
Soaking these joints.
But another big thing when it comes to those covers, make sure that you have a Facebook fan page, like page, whatever they call them now. Meta's always changing the terminology for everything, but a like page, business page, fan page, whatever it is, that way you have a place to grow and collect these people and speak to them at one time. You know what I mean? Instagram, you really can't talk to the people. You can post pictures, but captions, I don't even think people pay attention unless the picture grab them first. You know what I mean? So you can actually talk to your audience that you develop on Facebook. And on Facebook, you can also run what we call lead generation ads. So lead generation ads are essential, especially if you're gonna sit down with a record label. You know what I'm saying? That's you having the email addresses and sometimes phone numbers of your potential fans or fans. So that way you can communicate with them. You can sell them merch. You feel what I'm saying? You can invite them to a concert.
Yeah, so I was about to say,
show.
people get texts from
Exactly.
your favorite artists like, it's a show this weekend.
Run the phone numbers and see what areas they are in, so you can kind of know the demographic, where your fans are, where you can do a show where you might be able to sell 100 tickets. You know what I mean? When you go sit down and talk to somebody like a CAA and you're trying to get on a tour, you can show them, hey, I got this many people that I can invite out. You know what I mean? So I can put some asses
via text.
Exactly. I can put some asses in seats. So I should be at least on these 3 dates of the tour. Because these are where my people are in these cities. So definitely lead generation ads, because it's valuable. A lot of people don't pay attention to it. Something that I noticed when you look on an email that you get from like Universal Records or something like that, in the very bottom they tell you, well, for me, it tells me they got my email from Spotify.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so Spotify, I opted into something. You know what I mean?
There you go.
I clicked the box somewhere just
somewhere
to get through
you click
it.
the box. That's
And
right.
I opted in for them to share my information.
Yeah.
So Universal Records buys my email address, looks at my listening history, and says, okay, we're going to market these type artists
To you.
So I get emails with merch and all that kind of stuff in my email, and at the very bottom it says you're getting this email because you opted in. So if the big dogs are doing it, as an independent artist, you gotta be doing it because you gotta think, what does Spotify reward an artist for sending traffic to their platform? 0.0003 cents, not even a penny.
Not even close to a penny.
Bro, these influencers get like 50 cents per follower or something like that.
Right.
When that's how they base their prices when they post for somebody. So if Spotify is only valuing you bringing somebody to their platform at under a penny, why keep bringing them to that platform? You know what I mean? And not bringing them to somewhere where you can collect the data and the information, because if you're going to pay for advertising, at least get something tangible on the other side, and like I said, have a plan for it. But that's a whole nother approach. Like I gave y'all the approach for if you only had $2,500 and you wanted to start on streaming. That's if you got $2,500 and you say, all right, I really think I got a dope voice, I can do these covers, let me just get on Facebook and I'm gonna kill this platform, or let me get on TikTok, I'm gonna kill this platform. You feel what I'm saying? But the only thing on TikTok, you can't collect the data, you can't collect the emails and phone numbers. So that's the one thing that Facebook has on all the other platforms. Well, Meta, because you can run the same form, lead generation form on Instagram. They don't perform as well on Instagram, but you can run them there.
Okay. Wow. Do you use Superphone?
I'm not familiar with Superphone.
Superphone is you are you familiar with it?
Nah, I'm not. It's my first time hearing it.
It's Ryan Leslie's platform.
Okay.
Where it all tracks to your phone. You can it's basically social media via text. Yeah, it's a service that he sells.
I'm about to download it.
And it allows you to it's super dope too. It allows you to basically engage with your fans directly. So when you they opt in, they give you the phone number, they give you the email address, so you can see which ones of your fans bought something. You can see which one of your fans was at the last show. You can see where they live. The same kind of analytics that you get from your social media, you get it directly to your phone via your text.
Okay.
Your text messages and your phone calls.
Oh, that's dope.
You know what I mean? So it's like direct fan interaction. So it's a good way to sell merch. It's a good way to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think a lot of people need to be using it.
That's dope.
So I see you got a lot of the text automations.
Yeah,
that's fire. Artists got to take advantage of the automations, take advantage of all this AI stuff. Like, you use as much of it as you can, because if not, you definitely gonna get left behind. That's the new wave.
Yeah,
anything AI, you got to be with it.
Yeah,
real
AI shit is crazy.
It's
we talk about this shit every week.
A lot. Yeah, at least a week.
They got prompts for everything out there now. They got plugins.
They do.
They kind of focus on certain things. Like if you do marketing, you get this plugin. So when you tell it to give you a marketing campaign for this, all right, it's sharp. It's already trained on marketing.
Yeah,
it's wild.
I used it over the weekend to drive my engagement on LinkedIn.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, so
it worked?
It's working. It's definitely working. Like my shit is up thousands of %.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And I will say it's up thousands of % because I wasn't a heavy user before. You know what I mean? So you're going to get a super increase when you haven't really been going hard. But like I'm getting a lot of engagement. And I can tell y'all what I did. I had ChatGPT write me about 100 haiku poems. So and of course I went in and tailored them to be more mine once it was written. But I had them write them from the voice of a recruiter that's recruiting somebody in the creative field. Then I had it write them a little more snarky. Then I had it write them some that's on being grateful and being mindful. You know what I mean? And I go in and kind of fix it a little bit and use the tool to schedule it. So I got it scheduled for a month. So every weekday for a month, you're gonna hear a haiku from me.
Yeah,
it's a jam.
That's crazy.
Appreciate
That's
it.
content, bro.
Yeah, that's content. I do social media and stuff for a living. So you know what I mean, here and there. So that's why I'm soaking up so much of what you're saying. Like I'm learning. Like I'm on here to learn.
Being able to create content without having to go out, pay a cameraman.
There you
like,
go.
That's genius.
Mm-hmm.
That's facts. That's facts. I see a lot of the artists now. I be paying attention to. I don't know if this is just like a trend or a style we're going through. But back to like what you were saying, like with the budget of creating and all that, how much money you would spend before you get to your marketing point. Like I see a lot of them doing this now, like even creating their own videos with this. They ain't even using no videographers no more. Picking up their phone, shooting their own videos, content, and going from there. You know what I'm saying? Using the money more towards marketing now.
I got love for the videographer. You feel me?
Me too. And I ain't trying. I ain't saying that to eliminate them out of the equation at all.
That's a wing of our business. But listen, if you don't got the budget. You understand? If you don't got the budget, you got to cut corners where you can cut corners.
There you go.
Facts.
And like I said, you really don't need to be even shoot no music video.
That's the point.
Like make them want the music video. Like release the music and see which one get the most streams.
Yeah, facts.
At least do that first before you go hopping in there.
You know that, but everybody had the game switched so much. You know how people are like, well, you know, you can't put out your record if you don't got a visual to it. It need to be a visual record. Visual.
Right. Hey, you said visual though. Visual don't mean music video.
That's true.
That's
true.
Just shoot content around the song.
Yeah, that's true. That's
like even this is one of the TikTok post strategies, and hopefully
at the
end of this, I'm gonna try to give away like some information. 21 TikTok post strategy. If you can post a link to it,
we can.
And I'm gonna give them the artist blueprint. Everything I just talked about on Facebook, TikTok, all that. I got it in a blueprint.
Okay.
Little ebook where they can kind of go through. It's not I wouldn't even consider it an ebook. That scares some people. You know, niggas don't want to read.
It shouldn't scare them because an ebook could be 5 pages.
It's exactly what it is. It's about 5 pages, including the contact info. You feel me? So I get right to the point, man, because I know people just want to. They want to know. All right, where do I need to be? What do you have that can help me get there? And that's what I try to give them. Because they don't want to read about the process. You start giving them the process too much, them motherfuckers gonna get scared. You know, right? Nobody want to put in the work no more. So
that's a fact. That's a fact.
Definitely.
That's a fact, man.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of these. A lot of these young artists out here now. They're eager to get in situations. You know what I'm saying? Like you talk about sitting down with these labels and all that. Like give them some insight. Give them some game on these deals that these labels and stuff is giving out, and what kind of situation you can land yourself into. You know, good and bad.
Absolutely. So no deals are absolutely structured the same. Mm-hmm. Artists get signed at different times in their careers, so their deals look different. So let's just talk about an artist that, since TikTok is the thing right now, most new artists that I've heard of got their deals from TikTok.
Right.
So if it's an artist that really didn't build up a real buzz over time, you know what I mean, didn't grow over time, didn't build a fan base, they don't really have a foundation. So just going viral, of course you got to capitalize on that right now.
Right then.
Right.
So I would tell an artist like that to either go sign a deal with a major,
Right.
and take the risk, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And make sure you got a good lawyer, so if they don't release the music, if after your virality dies down, they decide they want to fall back for you, you can get out of it, of course. You know what I mean? But either do that or partner with, they got a lot of tech companies out here.
Yeah.
That are partnering with artists.
I'm seeing that too. I'm seeing tech. I ain't mean to cut you off, but I'm just seeing a lot of tech companies. A lot of artists are doing business with tech companies over record labels.
They giving bigger checks.
Yeah,
they cutting bigger checks because they understand how to monetize more than the labels do off the music. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they're giving the artist a bigger share of the monetization, and they're not putting their fingers, their hands, and everything like a 360. So I would say either sign with a major or go with like a tech company who can sit down, who understands your music and can sit down and give you a plan on how y'all about to kill shit.
Yep.
You know what I mean? They got to have something unique They're a tech company. You know what I mean? So they got to have something unique that they're bringing to the table, not just money.
Right.
Because that's what a label does. It's like a bank, and they got some resources that they can use to help move you along. You know what I mean?
Right.
But they still got to pay people.
Yeah.
But a tech company, like, they got different relationships.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So sign with somebody like that, even if you could find like a distributor that was willing to put up marketing dollars to move the record forward and had a good plan. It's really, you want to sit down and ask them, like, you interviewing them.
That's right.
You got the hot shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
You got the record. You know what I mean? It's the record business, right?
Right.
So if you already got a record, you already did a majority of their work, which is getting the record to buzz.
Right.
Now you got to sit down and interview them and ask them, all right, so what are your plans?
Yeah.
How would you market it and continue moving this record? Because I already got it here without y'all.
That's right.
Right.
And that should be your approach.
Yep.
And whoever can come back to you and tell you something that makes sense, and they actually put it on in a deal memo, put it on paper to let you know they serious. That's when you go ahead and say, okay, let's get into a long form. Let's get the attorneys involved,
Right.
That makes sense.
and draft up a long form agreement and get into negotiations, because you don't got but so much time.
That's right. And you got to strike while the iron is hot.
If you sign that deal memo, they might go ahead and blast off with the record.
Yeah.
In good faith that long form gonna get worked out.
signed.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At least we got these general terms here that we know we collecting these percentages. Like, we might not work out. We might not get the album. We might not get the option period. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at least we got the single, and we know when we put the money behind it that we gonna be able to recoup our money.
I like that.
That's crazy. That's this new era, this new generation we in right here. Like, signing to a tech company or doing. Well, I ain't gonna say signing to a tech company. You partnering with a tech company.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what it is.
But that's even better. Like, that's better than the label situation. Like, and you coming in as a partner, and all labels don't look at you as like that. As every artist like that.
What would you consider Spotify? Yeah, it's a DSP, but what is it? It's a tech company.
Tech company.
So
it's a technology company.
You think Spotify don't got enough money to sign an artist and don't got the resources to blow one up?
Fact.
I mean, shit, they are the resource to blow one up.
I mean, the labels own, a large majority of the stake in Spotify.
Right.
So, yeah, they got a hand in it. But if Spotify, they probably got some type of agreement where they can't compete. But if Spotify decided any day that they wanted to start signing artists, and put them on the top of Rap Caviar and all these big playlists,
they probably got a
like,
deal.
Apple Music too as well.
Yeah.
I mean, Apple Music showed that they flex that anyway, in a sense, like doing the deals with Drake and all this stuff. Like
It started with Chance.
Yeah, Chance. Yeah,
if I can remember,
Joe Buttons, everybody getting.
And they was saying that Chance wasn't independent because he got to have a deal. He don't have to have a record deal. He might have a strategic partnership with one of these tech companies like Apple, and that's not a record deal. That's you still independent.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, you still independent just because you signed a partnership with somebody and you didn't go sign to one of these record labels.
Yeah, if you ain't signed, in my opinion, if you're not signed to Universal,
one of the
Warner,
big three, or Sony,
or one of the subsidiaries,
you
independent.
You are. That's it. I that's exactly how I see it.
You can have an investor with $10 million.
Yeah,
but
still
if you're not
independent.
signed to them,
That's right.
You're an independent label.
Period. I don't give a fuck how much money you got and where it came from if it didn't come from one of them big three.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's how I see it. That's how I see it.
Absolutely.
That's fine. I just want you to shed some light on that, like, because it's a lot of everybody think that they're gonna get a deal like their favorite rapper did, or everybody deal just different because everybody's journey different. Everybody's I hate to say it, like, everybody's value a little different. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Like
that's the fact.
Yeah.
Like, to say all right, so we just talked about an artist who just had a hot song.
Yeah.
So let's talk about an artist who built their career like a Brent Faiyaz.
Come on with it.
Who never signed a deal, who stayed independent. He might have went
independent right now too.
Yeah. He might have went and got some money from. He might have did a publishing deal and got a big old check so he could stay independent.
Right.
Yeah.
But he's still independent. He funds his studio sessions out of his own pocket. You know what I mean? He funds his. He probably not funding his tours no more, but he was
probably
funding his own tours.
And all of that. Yeah.
So somebody like him, it'll be different if he decided, all right, I want to go sign a record deal.
Yeah, he got all the leverage in the world.
He got leverage.
At that point, you don't need them for nothing.
Right.
But money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, all right, my candle might burn out. So let me get 50 million right the fuck now.
Yeah.
Because if my candle burns out in the next few years, at least I got this 50 in my pocket.
I got another 5.
Yeah, I can start another 5. I can use 10 and start me another 5 somewhere.
Or sign some artists, invest it, whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? Move out the country, just get away.
And just get away. Yeah, on
so
50.
You got the freedom at that point to do what you want. That's why I feel like a lot of these people are selling their catalogs.
Yeah.
Because, all right, let's look at Michael Jackson. He owned one of the biggest music publishing catalogs ever. Worth over $1 billion. Don't believe that nonsense they try to say it was only worth.
Nah.
I can't remember how much. I want to say they sold it for 500 million or 300 million. But
crazy. That's what they wanted to get it for.
So, so just say Coach K&P.
Right.
They sold, I think, Quality Control for 300
million.
So when they pass on, I don't know if y'all saw the stuff about P getting chased down with guns and all this. He could.
Yeah.
You living in a you. This is hip hop.
Yeah.
Rappers die faster than anybody.
Facts.
So you live in that lifestyle. Even if you weren't, you're gonna die sometime. You don't live forever. Right. So you're gonna pass this publishing down to who?
That know what to do with it. Nobody.
You give it to your kids. They don't know how to administer publishing. They don't know how to work with different publishing companies.
Right.
How to clear a sample. How much they should be getting for a sample. So guess what? You're gonna have an attorney over your estate. And they gonna be fucking your family the entire time because they work for the label.
You better
believe
believe
what I'm saying?
Yep.
A majority of them. There's some good attorneys out there. You know what I mean? Shout out Frank Salzano. But if you don't really have somebody controlling that estate and controlling that publishing catalog that understands what it is, your family will never see what they supposed to see out of it.
That's right.
So if you cash out 300 million while you still alive and able to take that 300 million, invest it somewhere, now you can put it into something that's manageable. Yeah. Now you can put it into some real estate. You know what I mean? Facts. You can invest in gold, bullion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can invest in diamonds, whatever it is that you want to invest in. That's a lot more understandable. Like it's kind of like, all right, it's either red or it's black. Yeah. Instead of music where it can be green, it can be orange, it can be yellow. Yeah. It's so many different loopholes. Like even working in the business as long as I had to get game from my homie Sonny on publishing administration and where I'm collecting my money from. Right. Because I got, as a songwriter, I've got 45 placements. Right. But I've only collected my checks from ASCAP.
Fuck, man. You got Song Trust, you got God damn, you got some money out there.
You feel me? Sound Exchange.
Sound Exchange is the other one I was trying to think of. So
I'm like, yo, but the thing is, when you take music directly from MP3 and it's going into a queue for a TV show or a film, I don't never create no ISRC codes and all the stuff that I need to register. So it was like I had to catch up to figure out where I collect my money. So it was so many different places that you even collect money. You feel what I'm saying? That even people in the business don't know
about. Yeah, that's a fact.
You gotta hire a motherfucker that know about all that.
They know about all of that.
Your money. They got agencies and shit like that, like companies for that, right?
Definitely. I mean, that's the ones we just talked about. Sound Exchange, but you got to even know to register it.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to know how to track down the information to register. How do you create an ISRC code? You know what I mean? Before DistroKid and all that, you had to register and create your own ISRC codes. Pay for them up front. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was the only way that you could even have a scannable barcode.
We've been through them days.
The UPCs and all that.
UPCs and God knows.
So
we definitely thought about pressing up a whole bunch and just scanning them shits ourselves. We tried to figure out how to run the game.
All right, so you can do that.
I know.
Do that. But you gotta have, I think, a bona fide store that's registered with RIAA.
Right.
So if they're not registered,
then it ain't gonna count no way.
Oh, okay.
So if you got a bona fide store, so you can probably go to like school kids, somebody like that, work out a little deal with them. Like, listen,
I was about to say, it ain't too many brick and mortars,
and it's the same approach. Like I said, you get them $1 for each one they allow you to do it with. Who gonna say no?
Right.
I got 1,000 copies. You want to make $1,000?
Wow.
Yeah.
Show that these all got sold for 99 cents. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You'll
chart on Billboard.
You sure will.
That's crazy, bro. It's the game, though. Yeah, it's crazy. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's a jewel right there for you.
Yes,
so y'all
sir.
know, hey, it's a lot of smoke and mirrors out here now.
Hey, man.
Hey, I'm just glad this conversation is happening. So like all of y'all that talk to me about how good you can rap, like I'm nice, man. I got it, man. I know, and I believe in you, but you're gonna need a little bit more than just being nice. You know what I mean? Like you gotta have some structure. You're gonna have to have some drive. You're gonna have to have some go get itness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're gonna have to show something.
If that's what's gonna drive you, you better go hard with it.
Yeah.
You better do
Yeah.
like Tootsie. When I discovered Tootsie, not even when I discovered, when Tootsie was brought to my attention,
Mm-hmm.
he used to sit in his car with his phone like this, play the music in
Yeah.
the car, and rap.
And rap. Hey, get it how you live, bro. You got to get it though.
And he was consistent with it though. He had a plan. He
Yeah.
was like, man, I ain't got nothing else. You know
That's
what I
it.
mean?
That's
This is
it.
how I'm gonna do it.
That's it.
And it worked for him.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yep.
Man, I'm Jimmy Fallon now.
And the nigga, I looked
On
at
records
the,
for Future.
I looked at the top Billboard 100 last night. He got like the number 11 song on that motherfucker.
Damn.
It's crazy.
He ain't playing.
He ain't playing
Yeah,
no
man.
fucking games.
Hey,
bro.
shout out to Tootsie, man. Tootsie and Flip, man. Flip too,
100,
man.
100.
Shout out to them boys, man. They putting that work in for real, though.
Definitely. They putting on for the state. They being consistent with it.
Facts.
You see, not to even compare North Carolina artists, but you can kind of see an artist that kind of took off and blew up, like comparing him and in the Baby kind of. You can kind of see the different, like he's got the slow and steady, and Baby had to shoot to the top real fast.
Yeah,
you know what
that's
I
a
mean?
fact.
Yeah.
So it's different. It's different ways to even approach that. You know what I mean? Baby might have made. The rappers rap to change their lives, to change their family lives. You know what I mean? I don't think anybody wants to rap forever anymore.
Right.
I think back in the day it was more about the culture and that kind of stuff. Now it's about getting a bag so you can go do other things. You know what I mean? So who's to say that the baby didn't make, to say in his span of being the top dude in rap, 50, 60 million.
Right.
And Tootsie might not have made that yet, but he's gonna have a career that lasts
That seems
consistently for
longer.
another
Yeah.
7,
7,
8
8
years.
years, yeah.
You feel what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Where he might make 50, 60 in that time span.
That's right.
So that's just like a lesson in itself that it's different strokes for different folks.
Facts.
Like it's about who make it. You know what I mean? Not who
Yeah.
make it the fastest.
Yeah.
And it's a lesson for the label too, as well, to see that. You know what I mean? Just experience that journey first, and then to see how that went, and then you see how you, if we focus more long term and slow and steady, then we'll be around a little longer behind.
That's a fact.
Well, at least with
Yeah,
this
and not
artist.
taking that from the Baby.
And no, not taking that from him at
I don't
all.
think he fell off or nothing. It was, that incident that happened at
Rolling
Loud.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They kind of blackballed him. So it's like,
And even then, I still like he still stayed afloat. You know what I mean? He didn't completely. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
felt like that made him step out of his comfort zone a little more. He started exploring a little more markets out the country more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Is other stuff going on outside of here. You know what I mean? But I feel like he gonna bounce back from that. You know what I'm saying? And he currently bouncing back from it.
and it could have been, like we said, him taking off so fast. If he had a slower, steady build, he might have been a little more humble. You know what I mean? And known, like, all right, I can't say, like, my fan, I ain't here yet. If you know what I'm saying? Like, let me chill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That'll mess up my trajectory where I'm going.
Another thing I think would have helped also is, well, what hurt him blowing so fast was the style of music that he was doing, like the type of song that he was doing. It went so fast. It's like, why would I try anything else?
Right. That's when everybody was trying to say all his music sounded the same and all that.
Exactly. But it's like,
But-
he needed to kind of
but-
expand a little bit.
And his little the pop moment, it was different than Tootsie's. Like he's the new shit that's going on out here now. Like
Yeah.
the Baby was on his way, but that incident happened.
Yeah, you right.
That's when it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you
Tootsie
right.
ain't his. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
that's
It's-
not how it's gonna happen. Like
it's
that.
just the music.
Well, at least not right now. That's not how it's going.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If I feel like that moment, that's when it just. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not to say it wasn't going to be a slow and steady grind from that point, but I feel like when that happened, alongside of him, being consistent in front of people or whatever it may be. But
You right though.
that
Yeah, the Baby has he brought music videos back for me.
yeah, he did.
He really did.
But I mean,
He brought
once he
that
got in
back
position, though, like you said, I mean, he kept his foot on the fucking gas.
Oh my God!
Because just like I just said, that moment that happened, he know. Just like we talking about and discussing, you know, as a person, like, oh, okay, we lit right now.
Yeah.
Now I gotta damn, you know what I'm saying? Even if it's a fucked up moment, but we lit right now, and I gotta make the best of what it is.
I gotta do it.
Yeah, bro. They had everything that he was touching was starting to move. Like, and I think that's part of the reason that Tusi could even take off the way that he did. You know what I mean? Because they come from the same camp.
Yep, he could survive until he get that song, and now he got that song. You see what I'm saying? Like
he could be relevant.
The lights on. Yeah, he kept the lights on until that song came. Yeah.
Definitely, they had a stable over there that was making a lot of noise.
They did
when Baby was at the top, but when you got somebody at the top, it opens the doors for them relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So you just did an interview with just say No Jumper,
right?
Well, I got this new artist stunning for Vegas. We need an interview,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It ain't no fee.
Yeah,
you ain't gotta pay no PR. You ain't gotta pay no marketing company to make it happen for
a favor.
You know what I'm saying? You wanna keep the relationship good because it's the top nigga in hip hop.
Right.
You want to sit down with him again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna
Right.
help your views. It's gonna help your ratings go up.
That's
you know what I'm
facts.
saying? He might do it without you having to pay him to come on there.
Facts.
You feel me? So
facts.
if you show love to the rest of the camp, you know what I mean? It kind of washes each other's hands, and having a hot artist opens those doors where you can do that. You know
That's a
what I mean?
fact. That's a fact.
That's facts.
And before we move on, I just want to say I misspoke. Tusi is actually number 8. Out of on the Billboard Top 100, he's number 8, and in the top 10, he's the only record that's climbing. Everybody else is exactly where they at or going down.
And that's another thing. I'm glad you noted that. So what we was talking about earlier, with people paying to get on Billboard,
right?
That's how you kind of watch it. You feel what I'm saying? Watch how many weeks they stay on the chart.
Yeah,
that's how you know if it's real or not. Because they ain't gonna pay that. It's expensive. You
that's
know what
right.
I mean?
That's
they ain't
right.
gonna keep paying that week after week.
That's right.
To keep somebody up there, and you can kind of see the natural path.
You can see
if
it.
a record just go number 1, number 2, and then next week is gone.
Yeah, that was some bullshit.
That makes sense.
Yeah. That ain't.
So that's a part of the album rollout, like the whole.
Yeah, you you ain't gonna just. All your fans bought the record today and they ain't buy or streamed it today,
and then stop listening,
and then
to
just
it.
stop listening to it.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Like, it don't work like that.
You
So
right
when
about that.
You see them records that steadily climb, and they got that's how that's real fan engagement,
real
right
motion.
Yeah.
Yep. Because I'm looking at this one, and that song has been on the charts for 12 weeks. That's what, 3 months, right? Last week it was number 11, and this week is number 8. You know what I mean? So
that's real movement.
That's real movement. You know what I mean? And I try to compare it to something like we was talking about SZA earlier. She was at number 2 last week also. She's at number 2 this week. But the shit been on the charts for 22 weeks.
That's natural.
Oh yeah.
That's real.
Which record? Shirt?
Nah, Kill Bill.
Kill Bill, gotcha.
Yeah. When I first heard the album, I was talking to my man last night. The first time I heard the album, I was like, yo, that's a smash.
Is that the one that sound like Don Toliver wrote it? Okay.
A lot of them, they all kind of sound like he had his hand in writing.
He definitely had it. He was in the room.
But,
he noted out. Yeah, he wrote some shit.
But yeah, that's the one that's.
I gotta check the credits.
Yeah, I ain't even had to check it. I already knew.
Yeah, I can hear him.
I knew when I heard.
Damn.
I knew when I heard Travis and Kanye before I heard
Don Toliver.
You know what I'm saying?
The first time I heard Don
SZA, that's
Toliver,
crazy.
you right. The first time I heard Don Toliver, I was like, damn, that's where all that shit been coming from.
Yeah.
Like Trav and Kanye been using the hell out that nigga sound for a long time.
Fact.
You know what I mean? But
and when I heard Al Farrow, the first Kanye album when they had the Echelon with all that, whatever. The first
Travis album.
Travis
album, yeah.
When I first heard that shit, and nobody wasn't really on the track. It was on a live mixtapes or some shit. I felt like I had stumbled on some references or something I didn't really supposed to. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh my God. I'm like,
hey, man, it's been some legendary references to pop out.
Ain't it?
My homie Jazzy, some of her references leaked.
A word?
Yeah, she did.
The one that's with Puff?
Yeah.
Yeah, she fire, boy.
Yeah, she fire.
Dope by accident. Yeah, shout out Jazzy. We was working since the MySpace days.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had to go back and find my old conversation. I was like, what was we communicating at? Cause we
was talking. Yeah.
I had to go back to MySpace to find it. But she did that Lemonade record.
Lemonade.
She wrote that, the Beyonce joint.
Don Toliver.
Don Toliver.
Internet Money and Gunna.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, really?
She did she really did the hook. That was the main part that she did. They changed up some of the melodies, but she was the one who the lyric and everything else, and they kind of pieced. She wrote a verse. They took a piece of her verse and made that or it might have been her pre-hook, but made that the second part, like the catchy part of the hook. Like the ice, lemonade, my neck. They made that part.
So they just moved
the B
it
section
around.
of the hook, pretty much. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Yeah,
she fire, bro. She's special. I knew she was special when you see Puff getting excited about. I put him out. Did I put you on? I introduced you to the song.
The song. Yeah, that song you did. You did.
One song with her and Puff in Paris, and she. That joint right there. I was like,
Puff know how to find some talent.
He do, bro. He
definitely
do.
know how to find some talent.
That shit made me feel like some old bad boy shit.
Yeah, this shit reminds me of Muscle Game from the song that you put me on to the main single. It reminds me of Muscle Game from Black Rob album. Just the way it feels. It's not a sample of it, but it's like it's real close. Like they the same feel. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, oh man, the way the guitars run, the way the drums run. Yeah, it's bad boy all day.
Yeah. We just listened to Black Rob in the barbershop earlier, me and Buddy. Buddy was like, yo, this nigga Black Rob is like one of the most underrated storytellers.
Oh yeah, Black Rob was a beast.
Yeah, he was like, bro, I had to go back and listen to some of the stories and some of the album and shit. I was like, yo, Black Rob was a gem.
Yeah, he was.
Definitely, man. Yeah, that the whole, the songwriting stuff, man, he's a lot of great songwriters, man. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes we hear some of the songs get leaked. Yeah. Sometimes you hear it and you be like, damn, I wish I would have got that from him.
Wish he'd have kept that one.
I wish he would have kept that one. And bro, like, nah, you know what I'm saying? They kept my lights on that.
I'm trying to tell you.
They had to stop leaking Dream shit.
What?
They was like, man, y'all giving up the sauce, man.
Yeah, for real.
Writing everything.
Yo, that nigga, bro. Dream, bro. Matter of fact, let's just give it up for that man right now.
That's a fact.
Just off the record or anything.
That's a fact.
That man different, bro.
And he said something the other day that made me want to get back in the lab. He said, good songwriters never get old. I was like, damn, there's some old songwriters to be writing a lot of hit records.
Yeah, motherfuckers still calling Diane Warren. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers still calling her for
that real music.
For that real music.
That's right.
Sir.
Yeah. Right.
That's something I wanted to ask you before we move on. With people buying up the catalogs. People selling their catalogs. I understand we talked about why people are selling them, but I have a theory on why the companies like Hypnosis and Blackstone and these other companies are buying them. Do you have any thoughts on why they buying them up?
So at first I didn't, but when I started seeing what was going on with AI, I was like, this gotta be it. Because I'm like, where they gonna make 300 million? Because you gotta think, another thing I didn't speak on, like a lot of this rap music don't got good replay value.
That's right. So
how are y'all gonna make money in the long term off of this music? Because there's got to be more clauses where, in that contract, if they spending 300 million other than we just are buying the publishing. You feel what I'm saying?
They could do whatever they choose to do with it at this point. And I agree. I think what's gonna happen is we're gonna get a proliferation of unreal music. You know what I mean? And it's gonna make the catalogs skyrocket in value because it's gonna be more like art, like what it's supposed to be.
Right.
Oh,
versus
so you're saying they're gonna pretty much create a problem and be the solution at the same time?
They see the problem coming. They see the problem on the horizon, so they buying the solution now, early. You know what I mean? That's what I think is happening. I think it's getting ready to get off the rails a little bit for the industry, but those that own real, it's like owning gold.
And your artistry value is only gonna be in performing at that point. Like nobody's gonna, because anybody AI can
make another song.
Yeah.
You heard, what was it? Timberland. I ain't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
Timberland did a record.
I stopped fucking with that nigga on that. I completely stopped fucking with Timberland. Like I'm done with that nigga.
I was like, yo.
Fuck him.
That's the wrong one.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, don't do that, bro. I mean,
the Biggie. I seen the Biggie one rapping "Dear Mama."
Yeah,
I was like,
I'm all for using AI, but let's do it ethically. You know what I mean? Let's figure out what the ethics are around.
It'll never be like that.
It's never
because that's like gun control.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
saying? Exactly.
It's gonna be crazy, bro.
So, but that's what I think. I think companies like Blackstone and Hypnosis are getting ahead of the curve. So when it does start to go downhill, and what we start hearing, there's gonna be a divide. There's gonna be people that's not gonna accept the fake music.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? They're gonna want the real, but it ain't gonna be as much of it in existence. So
You remember I said to you, I was thinking like it's gonna be to a point where it's just gonna be your your name, likeness, and image.
Your name, image, and
people
likeness.
just bring you AI music and you sign off on you. You be like, oh, y'all got I got an album, which I got your next album done.
It's done.
It's done.
You just listen to it, sign off, and you
just go perform.
Yeah.
If we need you to perform, because like we was talking about earlier, most niggas ain't even good at that no more.
Yeah. And they got
that's gonna be your bread and butter.
They got holograms now.
That's right. That's right.
You might not have to do nothing.
Nigga do 8 shows in 8 different states in one day. In one night.
Hey. Or throw on some VR goggles.
But that's what it's going to already.
And everybody front row.
Hey, they think Finesse 2 times and Akon was killing it, sending they twins other places to perform. Hell, you can be performing in 10 cities in one night.
Bro.
Yeah.
Finesse, his brother looked just like him. I swear to God.
And that shit was crazy.
Them boys is wilding. Hey, once they heard Akon and Boo got away with it, though, they was like, we got to try it.
When I heard about it, I was like, bro, that's the most genius shit ever.
Ever. Or you ought to come out like Ghostface did, just come out with the mask so you can send anybody out that motherfucker. Like, you know what I mean? You used to see me with a mask on.
Bro, just think about how many times was it Dead Mouse?
Right.
Yeah.
And think how many times you spinning records.
Shit.
That nigga,
you don't say a word.
He won't never there.
Marshmallow too.
Marshmallow, Daft Punk.
Yeah.
All
your manager fill in for you for the night.
I'm telling you,
because the playlist is set.
I would love to have a sit down off the record with their manager, Shaleezy, and just ask him like, bro, were these guys performing all these different sets, or was it somebody else out there?
Right. He probably just smiled.
Right.
I need to know. I think the run is over.
I think it's over.
Yeah. So you can let us in now.
Yeah, I need to know, man.
Is Shaleezy the dude that was down with Nas too?
I'm not sure.
Okay. I just thought I recognized the name.
Dude.
Yeah, the Arabic dude that was running with Nas.
Moray too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I heard that. I don't know if I heard the story right. I heard it was an Arabic family that owned a corner store where he from down in Fayetteville, and he kind of built a relationship with them, and they brought him to him.
Wow.
That's a hell of a story. I didn't know how he got discovered.
Yeah, I mean, don't quote me though. That's something I heard. I know somebody that was friends with him prior to his success, and he lived in Fayetteville in that apartment complex where they shot this video.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's dope.
That's dope if it did happen.
Yeah, that's what I said too. I was like, that's God works right there for real.
For sure.
Hell yeah, man. Let's before we get up out of here, man, we got to talk about the booking side of things of the game, man.
Oh yeah,
that's a whole nother side that people think they got an idea of, the A to the Z of how it goes, but it's a lot of
like we was just talking, it's vicious, bro. Like we was just talking about the Finesse 2 times shit, Akon, like these artists, it's about cashing out for them. Like they ain't really concerned about how you eat as a promoter, what I mean, as a booking agent, which is my role when it comes to booking. I've served as a promoter. I put the money up too, but they're not concerned about how you eat. It's all about how they eat. You feel what I'm saying? And if you don't really know what's going on, you don't got solid relationships. Yeah. And even with solid relationships, sometimes artists do what they want to do. You know what I mean? They don't care if you his right hand man, like you've been locked in with his right hand man for 5-6 years. They don't care about it. You know what I mean? They'll burn a bridge like that. Yeah. If they don't feel like it's that important. Yeah. If it's not somebody behind them saying, nah, bro, you know what I mean? Like we might need him. They'll burn that bridge. So it's a lot of fuckery that goes on. You know what I mean? Even from the standpoint of, all right, so you book the talent. You the booking agent. You come to me. I'm booking the artist. I got a relationship. You come to me. I give you a price. You go to another person. You give him another price. Right. I've already put the standard 10 to 20% on it and told you we gonna bust that down. Right. We can be transparent with whoever's funding this and let them know. You know what I mean? This is our booking fee, and if they don't want to pay it, they got to find another way to book them. Right. They might get taken advantage of. They might get scammed. The artist might not show up. But hey, we got a company. we're backing this. We're insured. So if it don't happen, we got the money to pay the lawyers to go get the money back. You know what I'm saying? So you can either do it that way, or like I said, you can try to reach out, get scammed, that kind of stuff. So going through like the middleman situation, you never, like, as a promoter, you never know what the real price is. You know what I mean?
Right.
Until you get on the level where you're like a 10 boss, where you can have the relationship with yourself. You know what I mean? Where you can talk to the people, where you can reach out yourself. You know what I mean?
Right.
Where you know exactly what the price is. So situation that I got myself into, like, we've done a lot of bookings, but just one with Rick Ross we had in Africa. It was an interesting situation. You know what I mean? Like, it was a great opportunity for everybody. We was going to get the tour of Ghana. We was going to meet the Liberian president because it was when Ebola had broke out in Liberia, and they were doing a show called Liberians Against Ebola, but it was in Ghana. Yeah, you know, it's a neighboring country. So the purpose was to raise money, so no Liberian child was left behind when everybody was fleeing from Ebola. So it was right around the time, I don't know if y'all remember, when Rick Ross had an incident where he kind of got swept under the rug. Hate to bring it up, but he had got like a kidnapping charge for beating on his housekeeper.
Yeah, I do.
And they
remember
threw a party and stole some of his jewelry, and I guess they held him against his will, so they gave him a kidnapping charge. But he ended up working everything out. But for us, it messed up the situation because they're calling to verify. They're seeing the news now. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, this is the day after we had the contract signed.
Right.
They're seeing the news. We waiting on the wire. You feel what I'm saying? We know that it's good.
Yeah.
On our side, we talking directly to his sister. You know what I mean? And my man Byron grew up with him. You know what I mean? Like, that was who I was going through. Byron and my man Dizzy Cleanface.
Okay.
And they like this. You know what I mean? You see him on the sideline with Rick Ross and pictures and all types of stuff. Like, we know our plug is solid.
Right.
So, and then, matter of fact, the person who introduced me to them was Major 7. You feel what I'm saying? Major 7 produced Devil's Alive for Rick Ross and Jay-Z.
Right.
So it's so many, like, we got all these people on the email trying to let them know, like, nah, like, we solid on this side.
Yeah.
Like the relationship is real.
Yeah.
Like, we talking to him, but this is what happened. The person that was funding the event called his attorney.
Oh my.
And his attorney told him, no, he has to get everything signed off on.
Damn.
But everybody was telling us, nah, he's free to travel
if
it's for business.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So somewhere the wires got crossed. They thought we were trying to scam him out of money. But that's how fast this can happen.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
Right.
Like, if it was somebody that was trying to scam, that's how easy it can happen.
How easy it can happen to him. Yeah.
And even with something on like not a international scale, like, I was doing shows with Tory Lanez. So right now I'm in the middle of a dispute with Tory Lanez. You know what I mean? Like, I don't got no problems against personally, but his business is fucked up. You know what I mean? And we booked him in the middle of all the Meg Thee Stallion stuff. You know what I mean? And I believe in innocent until proven guilty, unless it's like some crazy, the everything that was coming out just had it in the air. You know what I mean? I'm still a bit confused about that.
I believe in innocent until proven guilty.
What really happened. So I'm like, man, I know we can take advantage of this time because he's not getting a bunch of bookings. You know what I mean? But he got a strong fan base. And like I said, I like to support people when they down. You feel what I'm saying? And we booked them first Rolling Loud weekend down in Miami. We had him at King of Diamonds.
Okay.
Everything went good. Came through. It was just a hosting. He still performed like 2 songs. We made like $5,000. It wasn't a whole lot of money. We didn't do a lot of promotion. It was Rolling Loud weekend. We thought people were just gonna be there. So we ended up booking him for another 3 shows.
Okay.
So Tory asking, for just a appearance, you know what I mean, hosting and doing a couple songs, like 40 to 50, depending on where you got to travel to.
Jeez.
So
I got to get a record out.
You do the math, you know what I mean. Within a couple months, we
that's
just
150
bring this
grand.
man, really 200. Well, Miami was a little cheaper because he lived down there.
Yeah.
So he ain't have to travel. So right around 200,000, we bringing them. So I'm thinking everything gonna be all good.
Yeah.
So we booked the show. First night we had, it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we had DC Friday. Mm-hmm. We had West Virginia. Oh my God. West Virginia.
Yeah.
Man, just think about bringing a celebrity in the middle of nowhere. I'm talking about, we was in there and it was people. I'm gonna get through. I'm gonna get to that part. So we had West Virginia Saturday, and then we had Virginia Beach Sunday.
Okay.
It was somebody homecoming that weekend, so it was still people in town.
Yeah.
It was like a day party situation, I think. So he shows up. I take him to back end for the first show. Mm-hmm. Take it to the hotel, all that. He pulls up to the venue. It's a discrepancy about if it's set up for a concert or if it's set up for a club appearance. Mm-hmm. It was like, bro, in your contract, it say you're going to do 2 songs. Where you want to do them from?
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, we didn't market it as a concert like y'all told us not to. So it was a discrepancy that they work it out. He goes ahead, perform. Next day, we out West Virginia. Keep in mind, it was a nice ride. I want to say about 3 hours. I think it was Martinsburg.
Okay.
Driving all through the hills, and West Virginia looked exactly like you would imagine that shit in your head. Rolling green grass, hills, all that. It's for real. Yeah. Like, that's where we was at. Yeah. Like, that, just so you can see where we at in the middle.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, man, we about to have a rough time out here.
Yeah.
So, we at the venue, we getting everything set up, all the sections, all that. We rearranging it. Because, like I said, they had a discrepancy. We wanted to make sure it wasn't no problems.
Right.
It's a club. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Right.
Club aura. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just so y'all understand. Because the discrepancy was it wasn't a club. It was set up like a concert. It had a stage. Almost every club I've been in got a stage
in it.
So, boom. We get blown up. We don't understand what's going on. My phone going crazy. My homie G phone going crazy. Everybody trying to figure out, because Tory done posted that all hostings this weekend are canceled on his Instagram. No. So we were like, yo, nobody communicated with us. You know what I mean? So I start hitting people on the team, trying to figure out what's going on. Nobody picking up. So my homie, who is his right-hand man, I called him because he couldn't travel because he on house arrest.
Right.
So he's still down in Miami. So I called him like, yo, what the fuck going on? Like, check Tory Instagram. He was like, yo, I just woke up. Nobody told me nothing. Like, I just seen you calling, so I picked up. It's like, let me see what's going on. Long story short, he tells them that he flew back because what happened the first night.
Oh, wow.
But keep this in mind now. They were calling me, trying to get me to bring the back in for the second show.
Right.
But y'all already planned.
Y'all already going on, yeah.
So that let me know they was on some type of bullshit time. You feel what I'm saying? So we still in the middle of a dispute. You know what I mean? We got, like I said, 200,000 on the line. So
let me tell you something.
It's I mean it's a lot easier to track him down now. Like with his unfortunate situation that he got, but like. It's business for me. It ain't personal.
Oh,
I feel you.
Sure.
And that wasn't all my money. Don't look at me like I'm some rich nigga that got 200,000 just to put on, promoting some shows. Like, we got investors who put up money, and like I said, I got to protect my investors.
That's right.
I mean, they got to get their money back. So.
And see, that be the part right there that the business part of it is be the part to keep niggas from getting their motherfucking head cracked.
Absolutely.
Because you try to run off with that much money on the average person.
Man, that's bank wire fraud, though. You feel what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
We do everything by the book.
Do it legit. Yeah, that way you ain't got to bust nobody's head to the white meat.
We did drop off some deposit money in cash.
Yeah.
You showed up for that show.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So everything else, like, it's bank wire fraud. Yeah. The other 2 deposits was through bank wire. You feel what I'm saying? And y'all signed contracts. saying that you would perform. The contract don't say nothing about no stage.
Right.
You can't be a stage in the club and all this bullshit you try to pull.
Right.
So, I mean, we're gonna be fine. But at the end of the day, it's people money tied up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You shouldn't even have to go through
one of
it.
the investors had a child during this process. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like anybody that got children kind of know that like you need that money. You want to spend the time. You know what I mean?
Right.
You need your cash so you can spend the time in them early stages to be there.
Facts.
So it's just like it put a lot of people in bad situations. It messed a lot of bread up for me. Like me and these same investors had other stuff planned.
Right.
Like bigger shows. Chris Brown. We was gonna buy on the Vito's tour. You feel what I'm saying? Like we had a lot of stuff planned. We had already did Vito before. Being successful. We brought him to DC. Had him performing with a go-go band. Like really kind of broke him in DC with a different demographic of people. So like we had good things going, and this was right after COVID. Like we bouncing back. People just getting back on the road.
Just trying to get outside.
Like I could have ran it up. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when that kind of shit happens, it's like people kind of back off. They like, all right, you got the pool that you need to make this happen. Or like people gonna show up if you book them. Yeah. So when that kind of stuff happens, it fucks up business for everybody, man. Like not just the artist, because I could have paid TMZ to air a story on this and did all this crazy. Like he's a hot topic, you know what I mean?
They're gonna run with it.
They're gonna run with it. So like I try to handle it, amicably, and like they not responding to legal demand letters. So the next step is a lawsuit. You know what I mean? And
for sure.
At that point, we pressing the gas. You know what I mean? It's gonna be everywhere. Yeah. Because we tried to handle it, off the record. Yeah. But y'all just kind of saying, come get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, well, fine.
You see, hey, karma and God, you know what I'm saying, sit you still.
Yeah, we will.
Now you got to face your problems for real.
Yeah, now it's easy to liquidate assets.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
You got, no matter what, you doing prison time locked up.
Because if y'all don't understand, you run off with somebody's money in a contract and you got something, a house, car.
We getting it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to get sold. Yeah. They're going to liquidate your assets and they're going to pay your debtors. So whoever you got judgments against you, you're gonna fall into default. You show up to court, for sure you're gonna lose if it's contracts. You feel what I'm saying?
That's why they stalling out.
It's open and shut. Yeah. You know what I mean? I understand the whole. But I sent the legal letter, so I already started the process. Yeah, right. I know enough to know statutes of limitations and all of that. So I started the process. If you ignore it, that's on you.
Yeah, that's on you.
What I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
wow. And no matter what, like I was saying, no matter what your situation is with freedom, you still gotta handle your business.
Gotta handle your
business gonna still be getting handled out here.
Yeah, that's right.
Absolutely. Just ran with $1 million off of NFT around that time. Ran up $1 million.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let me get it.
Got a Rolls Royce truck and some nice condos.
I need all of those.
I just want mine.
Come back. Nigga come home and be homeless.
I can even put a lien on it. Even if he foreclosed, I'm gonna get paid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Whatever it sell for, coming to you.
Exactly.
Nice. Yeah, that's crazy. I heard you mention. I think I heard you mention buy-in on tours.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about that for we.
So when a tour goes on sale, unless it's a huge artist, like they don't really got everything mapped out. And Live Nation and certain people only really want particular cities. Yeah. So just say they not coming to North Carolina and you feel like you can make North Carolina pop. Right. Live Nation already got to deal with the artist per show, how much they're going to get paid. They give it to them up front. All right, 20 shows, we're going to do them at $350,000 a piece or $500,000 a piece because we're paying you up front for 20 shows. Well, they're going to pay them in quarters as the tour goes on, but it's guaranteed as long as you go do these shows. You cannot sell a seat, whatever. You getting your money. Okay. So just say they go to South Carolina, but they don't come to North Carolina. And they don't feel like people from North Carolina are driving to South Carolina to see the show. Right. And we got a promoter, just say like BPC, like Black Promoters Collective. Yeah. And they say, yo, we got a following. You know what I mean? We've been doing this. We had our boots in the mud for X amount of years. We feel like we can sell out a Chris Brown show. Feel what I'm saying? We feel like we can promote it in the right way. sell out a Chris Brown show with the opening acts that y'all already have,
Right.
or we can add.
We gonna add somebody local that we know gonna come.
That we already got a relationship with, that we know already move seats, and then they say, all right, we want to buy on to this date.
Okay.
We'll give you X amount of dollars.
Okay.
And they go ahead and give that money to either Live Nation, or if it's an independent artist, give it to the artist.
Right.
Now they battle like Future. When Future had his Future and Friends tour, you see like they kept adding dates.
Right.
That was people buying on.
That was how Puff was able to do. That's how Jay-Z was able to do everything when he had the R. Kelly joints. When people just decided to buy on as it was moving along.
As it's moving, people buy on. It was successful.
Okay.
It made this much here. It made this much here.
Yeah, I need to get on that.
Oh, it's not coming here.
Right.
Everybody talking about it.
Right.
It just makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Because I heard somebody mention it the other day. I can't remember who it was, but I heard you mention it just then. So I wanted to, understand it a little bit better.
That's one buy on perspective. That's from an investor perspective.
Yeah.
Now you can buy on as an artist also.
It was an artist talking that bought on.
So now if you're talking about buying on as an artist,
You just pick the
that
cities.
means it's like you paying them to perform, to be an
Basically.
opening act.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's like when the artists come to the city, they got 20 niggas that perform before them. But yeah,
They just getting an extra bag for being in the city and letting people hit that stage.
absolutely.
So it's two different sides of buying in.
Yeah, so that's what I was talking about with West Virginia with that show.
Yeah.
Like, so we was charging niggas to perform before Tory Lanez. I think it was like, I think anywhere from 2 to 1,000, like but to be the last two right before he performed.
Yeah.
It was like 1,000. Bro, we made like 20 grand off of that.
Jesus Christ.
Shit. It was a shit show.
Because we had to like send all the
Yeah.
cash apps back, and I'm just like, yo, this ain't, this is
God.
insane. You know what I mean?
Fuck
And
me.
that was just, that won't even including the ticket prices and none of that.
Right,
You know
right.
what I'm saying? Like, we had already made our money back before we even started at the door.
Yeah.
Goodness
Damn.
And
gracious.
we had, I want to say 20% of the liquor. I mean, you don't never know
Yeah.
exactly what that means.
But it's more
But
than
you know,
what
if
you
it's
would
a
have
packed
had.
house and they come to you talking about, oh, you got $1,000, you look at them like, all right, motherfucker.
Yeah, I know better than that.
You feel
Yeah.
me? But yeah, man.
Need somebody stand next to the bar with a clicker. Everybody to order a drink.
Hey,
I know
man.
that was at least $5.
Hey, we tried that shit in Miami at King of Diamonds.
Okay.
We tried to count bottles.
Yeah.
Try
Shit ain't go
to
well.
try to stand at the door. Man,
They won't have
by
it,
the end
yeah.
of the night, my numbers was so fucked up. Everybody had different numbers on bottle count. I was like, that was a lesson for me though, because I
Yeah.
actually put up money for that one. That's the only reason I cared.
Yeah.
Usually, like I said, I'm just a booking agent.
Right.
Right.
But I actually invested money in that because one of the promoters was short.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, man, I need mine back. I ain't come down here for this shit. This
Yeah.
supposed to been a guaranteed 10 grand.
Yeah.
A trip to Miami.
Yeah.
A little fun in the sun. Back home.
Back home, yeah,
I had a baby on the way at the time.
Okay.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So it won't just one of the investors. Me too.
It was you too,
You feel me?
right.
So I was trying to figure that out, and that's when I realized, like, yo, if you don't really own the establishment,
Yeah.
or got people at each door,
Yeah.
and behind the bar,
Yeah. Yo people.
it ain't no way in hell you know how much money was made.
Right.
Because they're gonna go back to a back room and count it,
You best believe that.
and they gonna be dropping money all night long.
Yeah.
So you gotta have a discussion about, all right, when the money drops, where are they going?
Right.
Who's watching that money?
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's easy to put it in a room and you know that you got access from this door over there, and this person just coming.
Yeah, do what they gotta do.
Feel
Yeah,
me?
skim it, and then you still getting way less than what you would have gotten. Yeah, that's real.
Yeah, because we had King of Diamonds bottom level packed out. So, and there was a lot of bottles moving around.
Right.
So
Right.
I think they on close to 4 a.m. or something like that.
Shit.
So I'm just like, yo,
Yeah.
how we only make 5 bands? I ain't talking about 5 bands
That's
a
all.
piece.
That's why I was about to say 5 bands. That's one small section, like little section. They done blew that. That
I'm
ain't
telling you.
shit.
Yeah.
From
Only
4 o'clock in
only
the morning.
$5,000 profit is what they told us we made.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And
they
this
were
is
lying.
this was us partnering with King of Diamonds on the event. They did do a lot of fly shit though. Like they had the airplane flying over the beach,
Man, y'all paid
pulling
for-
the
yeah,
banner and all that shit.
It was a secret invoice, huh?
Yeah, so so maybe it was mine and all
Yeah,
that.
it was
you know
a
what I mean?
secret invoice.
We only made $5,000 probably, but it was a good experience. though.
Akinelli on some shit, ain't he?
Yo,
Yo, Akinele's a wild motherfucker.
They hustle down there, but I saw a whole different type of hustle with promoters. They got like 4 or 5 of them that work the street. So they all tell you like they're a promoter for King of Diamonds and they got this night, they got that night. And when you get there, all them niggas you pass, you see them there collecting their bread.
Right.
It's crazy how they do their shit though. Like they make sure them tourists know what's going on.
Yeah, they putting
like,
the word on the street.
I'm talking about when I was walking around, I went and got a stack of flyers from my man. I started walking around. I was like, bro, I ain't got to pass out shit. They done put a street team out here everywhere I look. I'm seeing our flyers. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn, they handle
own
business.
it. Yeah,
because it was so short notice. We was nervous.
Yeah,
but I couldn't flop with the artist team. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I ended up putting money up.
Right.
Everything was just super short notice. Like the artist said yes, super short notice. He was in Miami, so he didn't have to travel and nothing.
Right. Go ahead and make this happen real quick. Yeah.
But it was a learning experience. I'd never do that shit again like that. For real.
Hey, you learned in real time.
A lot of us do.
Yeah, no more bank wires either. They got it's a good gym for some promoters out there. They got what they call ACH transfers, where you can use it to pay vendors. So if you were a promoter or something like that, and your vendors are the artists, you pay them through it. I learned this from my homie. He do like them giveaways with celebrities. Yeah. And he did one with Future one time, and Future ain't do the post. And it was like, he paid him like $100,000. So I was like, bro, like you mighty calm right now for this shit that had went left. Yeah. He was like, nah, I'm good. I did an ACH transfer. I can just reverse it.
Shit.
I was like, say what? He was like, yeah, only certain banks offer it. But if you gotta like make large payments, just say like at HBCU got somebody coming for a concert. It's like escrow. You know what I mean? You
just sit there until it's done.
Sit there, and when the contract is completed, you gotta you show them that all right, this is what it was contracted to do. They completed it. Then the money is distributed.
Nice. So, I think I got that shit.
Definitely. I think he with Citibank offers it. Yeah. Chase. I just moved over to Chase. They offer it.
That's what I was saying. I be seeing it.
Yeah, I had to get away from Wells because they don't offer it.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't know what it was for, but I've definitely, when you said it, I was like, yo, I got that.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I didn't know what to use it for. Okay.
Definitely.
Shit. But it's been a class right here.
It's a whole nother department. You can't even talk to a banker about an ACH transfer. They don't even know how to do it.
Wow.
Like somebody else got to do it. It's some other shit, bro.
Okay.
But it protects you. Like when you're making those big payments.
We probably gonna be hiring you before too long.
Hey, look, man.
On YouTube.
Hey, look, it's a whole lot of motherfucking gyms on here today. Gyms on gyms. For real.
Yeah, that's a fact, nigga.
That's a fact. You done turned this episode into a whole full-fledged class.
Hey, man, I love to get knowledge, especially sharing it with our people, man. It's like we get taken advantage of a lot. Cause we don't have knowledge, and the ones that do have it don't want to share it.
That's facts.
We feel like it ain't enough to go around. You know what I mean? They print money every day, bro.
That's a fact.
With bricks and all this coming up. I mean, that's another conversation. This shit ain't going to be worth nothing. So
facts.
You ain't help your brother, you know what I mean, along the way, or help your sister along the way. Like, what did you really do?
What did you do?
Yeah.
Feel me?
Yep.
That's facts, man.
Yeah, that's what legacy is about. It's gonna be people that talk about you and tell your story for you because you did right by them. You know what I mean? Because you shared that growth with them.
I'm telling you, bro. RP Sonny Bass. This dude, bro. I used to have so many people who walked up to me and would just be like, "Yo, Sonny Bass told me I should be working with you if I'm doing music."
That's dope.
Sonny ain't called me and told me, "Yo, I just met this dude in the studio. Told him to hit you."
Yeah.
He ain't text me.
Right.
It'd just be random people.
Just be love.
I mean, they'll see me somewhere. Yeah, Sonny been telling me I need to work with you. I end up meeting them somehow. Somebody else will introduce me to him. Yeah, Sonny been. So it's crazy. Like, definitely. Like these the type of conversations me and him used to have. He was one of them reference artists I was talking about earlier, where I was writing songs. And I have him in there,
Sonny had an amazing voice.
Man. So definitely, bro. Like, people definitely will spread your legacy, man. Even when you're alive, when you're not here, and just speak good about you when you like really are genuine with them. You know what I mean? You try to pour into them.
Yeah, that's important. That's the most important thing, bro.
That's facts, man. Yeah, I mean, you can't forget nobody like that. You know
you can't. They invaluable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't put no dollar amount on somebody to just show love for the sake of showing love.
Yeah, because what they might get out of it. You know?
Right.
Because you might blow one day. You might be famous. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's facts. That's facts, man.
That's why they show like it is. That's why it work like it do.
That's real.
Because it's genuine. You know what I mean? Like that's really what it boiled down to.
That's real talk. Like other than just trying to get people the information, sitting down with people we admire and we're curious to pick your brain as well. That's why I feel like it's definitely that's transparent. People
it shows. It's something honest about it.
It's facts.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And it's just we just want to be a vessel.
That's it.
Delivering that.
I definitely learned from y'all brothers for sure, man. Just sitting here in this conversation.
Hey,
appreciate it. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you. Yeah,
we're gonna fuck around and have a part 2.
Well, you got to come on Conversate for a few. We got a hip hop podcast also, so we're gonna need you to come on there and just chop it up. You know what I mean?
They might not like some of my unpopular opinions on that shit.
Hey, all my opinions are unpopular, but they probably like yours more than they do mine.
Sure.
Hey, yeah, facts. Cause hey, look, my boy hard on him.
Yeah,
hard on him now.
I don't cut him no slack.
Hey, look, I think when I bring music to him, I really think about it and listen to it real for a while before I be like, yeah, check this out. Hey, you know what I'm saying?
But see, it's different because we all creatives ourselves.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we all been in the studio. We all been in the booth. So
that's right.
We know what it takes. We know when somebody bullshit.
That's a fact.
When somebody then wrote the first bar that came to their head and just ran
with it. Right. And we also know when it can be improved and when you got more in you. You see what I'm saying? And that's the beauty of it. You know what I'm saying? So it's 'cause we can push each other.
Absolutely.
You know, to be what it is that we meant to be out here. You know what I mean? So and that's why I'm so hard. It's like, yo, if we doing it, let's do art. The fuck.
Yeah, that's fact.
You know what I mean?
Because if we fans at the end of the day, we out here looking for that shit.
There you go.
Like, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Even just as a business minded and just as a fan of the music, I'm just looking for that high. You know what I'm saying? That new.
Yeah.
I need it. Yeah. My playlists get worn out after a while.
Facts, bro. Facts. And that's what I feel like. That's what keep me going. Besides, you know, ain't nothing success or nothing attached to none of the music industry stuff. Just the fact that I just love finding new music. Yeah. No matter if it be hip hop or whatever it may be, just something that it gives me that feeling, make my hair stand up on my arm when I hear it.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean?
Make my face warm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That shit to make my face warm, like, yo, that's that shit right there. Yeah. You know what I mean? Being somebody that can make music, I could do that to myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when you find some like people that's making it that do that to you, it's a whole nother level of enjoyment. You know what I mean? Like it's that thing.
That's facts, man.
But yeah, it's beautiful. I love this shit.
Hell yeah, man.
I
enjoyed this episode right here too,
man. You and me both.
Like I said, we fuck around. We gotta do a part 2.
Oh, got to.
Just let me know I'm pulling up.
Facts.
Come on with
we tried to squeeze a lot into this, you know what I'm saying, this hour and a half right here, but there's a lot more to talk about.
Oh, man.
Yes, sir.
And I could tell it's a lot. You know what I mean? It's a lot to talk about. So I want to get to all of it, man. Yeah, we definitely got to do this again.
That's a fact, man. It was a pleasure having you on here, B.
My pleasure, Chris.
Oh man, it was an absolute pleasure, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all having me.
For sure,
man. And this is another episode of Have You Chased Your Check Today. I'm Chris Mills.
I'm John at AveryCreative.com.
And we signing out.
Peace.
I can't too far to be going back. I got that bread from straight scratch. Catching them boxes and flipping packs. Pull up on serving exotic J's. 448 got me up and paid.